Hello everybody and welcome back to A Royal Reader. My name is Cece. Today I'm going to be talking about the highly anticipated book releases that I have for 2021. So I have some on here. I actually have quite a few. I did already post my highly anticipated series of the 2021, so I will be sure to leave that link in the cards for you to go and have a check out. But anyway, let's just jump right into it. The first one that I have is a recent discovery for me, and this author is also a indie author, so she is publishing this book all on her own, I believe, and that is going to be Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley, I think is how you pronounce the last name. This, first off, the cover is incredible. I really like this cover. And next we have the fact that it is sapphic. So haven't had the best run-in with some sapphic books as of yet, but hopefully that will change. I'm definitely interested in reading more, so if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down below in the comments. But anyway, starting off with this book, this follows two main characters. We have a witch who was cursed to never love, and then she meets a girl who is hiding her own dangerous magic. They strike up a bargain to save their queendom. They have to band together in order to try and fight this dark evil witch who has created this plague that is actually affecting one of the main character's fathers. And the main character, called Tasman, actually gives Ren, the other main character, a deal where she says, I will help you fight this dark evil witch if you give me your love for your father, because she obviously cannot love. So yes, this seems like it's going to be a little bit of an enemies to lovers trope, and I'm just super excited about it. I cannot wait to read it. So next we have another indie author, and this one is going to be A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. This cover is also amazing. Indie authors really do be killing it with the cover game this year. Also, the fact that this chick has like bat wings is insane. So from what I believe, this is definitely a queer fantasy, urban fantasy. Have to stop a serial killer whose crimes could expose the hidden world of fairies to humans. So obviously we have a bit of a murder mystery going on. There is a cast of 4 main characters who each hold a key piece of the truth behind these murders, and they must form an alliance in order to track down the mysterious killer behind the crimes. If they fail, obviously their whole entire world gets revealed to the human world, and obviously we don't want that. So I'm super excited to read this. I cannot wait, and plus the fact that it's queer makes me super excited to read it. Next up is a new book by Jay Kristoff. He has been writing this book for a while now, and I do believe it was supposed to come out last year, but due to the pandemic everything just got pushed back. So this book, which is called Empire of the Vampire, comes out in fall 2021. Don't exactly know what fall is supposed to mean for Australia, but I'm going to guess like October, November season. You know what I mean. I have heard this is going to be bloody and sexy. I do believe that there is like a bloody sexual act. I mean, like, it makes sense, there's vampires. And honestly, who better than to have Jay Kristoff write vampires, if I'm honest. He is like the perfect guy to write it, in my opinion anyway. So I do believe this follows our main character Gabriel, who is telling his life story, I believe. Just looking at the synopsis on Goodreads, it says, Gabriel will tell the story of the Grail, the legendary cup prophesied to bring an end to the eternal night, whose location is known to a singular person, a smart-mouthed teenager urchin named Dior. Wow. Either way, I'm hella excited. Jay Kristoff writes really rich, fantastical worlds, and I cannot wait to see the characters he comes up with and the relationships that he writes. So yeah. So next we have a debut book. So this one is called These Feathered Flames by Alexandra Overi, I think is how you pronounce the last name. This seems like it's going to be a fantasy novel. The cover is just stunning. So it is a queer retelling of The Firebird, which is a Russian folk tale. So it follows two twins, one set of twins, who are born with their fates already decided. So one is supposed to become the queen, and one is taken to go and be the Firebird, I guess, is probably the protector of the realm. I'm not entirely too sure. So they are separated for quite a while until suddenly the Firebird in training gets her magical powers, which is not supposed to happen until the queen is dead. So that means that their mother is dead and she doesn't know why. So obviously they find out that happens, and she has to come back and discover what has happened and who killed their mom and stuff like that. So that sounds crazy. I am super excited to read this. I cannot wait. So next we have another debut, which is called The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick, I think. I just found out recently that this is actually a duo author. It's two people under the same name. That's what I mean. So this is the start to a new fantasy series. So the synopsis is quite short, so I'll just quickly read that. And it says, fortune favors the bold, magic favors the lies. Ren is a con artist who has come to the sparkling city of Naderas with one goal: to trick her way into the noble house, securing her fortune and her sister's future. But as she's drawn into the elite world of House Trementis, she realizes her masquerade is just one of many surrounding her. As nightmare magic begins to weave its way through the city of dreams, the poisonous feuds of its aristocrats and the shadowy dangers of its impoverished underbelly become tangled with Ren at the heart. So that sounds like it's going to be quite political in a way, which makes me really, really excited. This one is something that I am super, super excited about because it is a retelling of a book that I have never seen a retelling for, if that makes sense. I know that there is a couple already out there, but they are not to my personal taste, so I am excited to see this one. So this is in fact Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. I still have yet to read Cemetery Boys. It's something that I really want to get my hands on, but unfortunately it's just not available here in Australia at the moment, at least in a affordable, decent price. Like, I'm not gonna go and spend $30 on a hardback. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a Peter Pan retelling in a way. So basically we have children who go missing, and when children go missing in the town where our main character Wendy lives, everybody comes to her because her and her brothers went missing and she was the only one who came back, I believe. The town starts to question the mysterious circumstances around her brother's disappearance, and attempting to flee, Wendy accidentally trips over a boy in the middle of the road who's just lying unconscious, and then Peter is a boy that she thought has only lived in her stories, and for some reason he's now suddenly alive. He claims that if they don't do something, all of the children will meet the same fate as her brothers. So in order to actually rescue all of the children, Wendy must confront what's waiting for her in the woods. That just sounds absolutely incredible, and I really, really love this cover. I really love the purples and the blues of this cover. It just looks absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to read this. So yes, I've heard absolutely amazing things about Aidan Thomas's writing, and I just cannot wait. Next, I believe, is a sort of dark academia book in a way, and that is called A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This just sounds absolutely incredible. It is a thriller, so that makes me excited. So it's about a boarding school that is haunted by its history of witchcraft, and it has this like whole backstory about these 5 girls called the Dalloway girls, I believe, who all mysteriously died one after another. They think that there is witchcraft that is involved within all of the deaths, and so one of the girls who is our main character, so there is Felicity and there is Ellis? Not entirely too sure how to pronounce that name. She starts to want to look into the actual disappearances and the deaths. She's a prodigal. I can't speak. She's a novelist who wants to sort of get a little bit of like method writing, and so she wants to start looking up and into the deaths of the Dalloway girls. And Felicity is sort of on the fence about helping her because her girlfriend actually died in the past, and she just wants to leave it all behind, and when history begins to repeat itself, Felicity will have to face the darkness in Dalloway and in herself. So I cannot wait for this book. It sounds incredible and definitely right up my alley. I love anything to do with witches. Give it to me right away. So this next one is actually a retelling of Cinderella, which is one that I haven't seen for quite some time, since like Cinder came out. So that's going to be The Shadow in the Glass by J.J.A. Harwood. Geez, that was brain fart moment. So in this we have our main character Ella, who wishes that she could, you know, just escape under the horrible rule of her stepfather. At the stroke of midnight, a fairy godmother makes her an offer that will change her life. 7 wishes, hers to make as she pleases. But each wish comes with a price, and Ella must decide whether it's one she's willing to pay. So it seems like it's going to take on a bit of a darker turn, which I definitely think Cinderella has a dark underlying tone if you read the original. I mean, like, they had people dismembering their foots to try and fit into a glass slipper. I mean, hello. So I'm super excited to read that, and I also do believe that it is a debut book as well. So next is a Greek myth retelling, which I am super excited to read. This one is the retelling of Daphne and Apollo, which I do not know anything about, but this is going to be Dolce of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. This is a James Patterson Presents novel, which I don't think James Patterson Presents. Maybe it's Jimmy Patterson. Either way, one of their publishing franchises is no longer working anymore. But anyway, so like I said, this is a retelling of the Daphne and Apollo poem, I think. So we have Daphne, who has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta, but an unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis, who holds Daphne's brother's fate in her hands, upends the life she's worked so hard to build. 9 mysterious items have been stolen from Mount Olympus, and if Daphne cannot find them, the gods' waning powers will fade away, the mortal world will descend into chaos, and her brother's life will be forfeit. So through this journey, Daphne has Apollo to help her along the way. She has to go into the labyrinth of the Minotaur to deal with the Sphinx of Thebes. And she has to just go up against a bunch of these gods in order to try and find these 9 items that have been stolen, and it just sounds incredible. Anyway, I'm super excited about this. I do believe that it is a debut novel as well, so that is exciting. So next we have a book that is also another thriller. I think it's actually a Macbeth retelling, I think. So this is All's Well by Mona Award, I think is how you pronounce her last name. So this follows a drama teacher who is sort of down on her luck. She has had a really bad life the last couple of years. She's dealing with chronic back pain, and she has, I'm guessing, a sort of addiction to painkillers, and she is trying to put on a play, which is Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well. And unfortunately, the cast really does not want to put this one on. They want to put on Macbeth instead. So has this revenge against this cast of, I think they are teenagers. I think she's teaching in a college. Yeah, so she's on the verge of losing her job as a college theatre director. That's when she meets 3 strange benefactors who have an eerie knowledge of Miranda's past and a tantalizing promise for her future. One where the show goes on, her rebellious students gets what coming to them, and the invisible, doubted pain that's kept her from her spotlight is made known. So I think she's definitely going to kill someone. If that's just my personal opinion. I mean, that's exactly what happens with Macbeth. He gets visited by the 3 witches and he ends up killing someone. I can't remember who it is because I don't actually think I've read Macbeth. I've only seen it in high school plays, but you know. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. It's Shakespeare, it's a thriller. Sign me up. Alrighty, so those are all of the books that I currently know of. There's obviously going to be quite some more that come out within the later months that I will obviously include in another video like this, but so far this is my list that I have. So sorry that it's taken me so long to get this done, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Let me know if you are excited for any of these books down below in the comments, or come and chat to me on Twitter and Instagram. I would love to see you guys down in the comments. I love talking with you guys. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe down in the button just down below there. If you'd like to see more of me, then be sure to check out my Twitter and Instagram and Goodreads links down in the description box below. I am always active on all of those, or at least I am trying to be. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in another one later on.